It is summertime, or at least it's always summertime in Arizona, and there's pretty much no better summertime treat than ice cream. But what, you ask, might ice cream have to do with pins? Well, of course, Pin Trader Delight pins. For today's video, I wanted to share my rather small collection of Pin Trader Delights, or PTDs. PTDs are probably among the most unique and specialized current Disney pins. If you aren't familiar, PTDs are sold at the Disney Studio Store Hollywood, or DSSH, out in California. The store is a Ghirardelli ice cream and chocolate shop, and it used to be the Disney Soda Fountain, or DSF. So there you can purchase all your standard Ghirardelli treats and sundaes, but you can also purchase a special Pin Trader Delight sundae, which comes with a gift with purchase pin. All these pins feature various different Disney characters eating various forms of ice cream. The pins are always a limited edition of 500 or lower, and most generally I'd say they're around an LE of 300 or 400. They're typically released in sets of 3 at a time, and DSSH actually relatively recently changed their rules on how PTD flips work. Since a traditional old school PTD flip was once the entire set of all PTDs sold out, it would flip or change to a new set of pins. However, they're now making it surprise releases where a set might sell out, but they're not going to immediately release the new set of PTDs. So it used to be pretty much whenever you would go to the studio store, you could get at least some PTD. Now you're not really guaranteed being able to get one. So especially lately for all the new PTD releases, they've been pretty crazy since, unless I think it sells out during another scheduled release, people don't know when it's going to happen. So people in Hollywood at least race as fast as they can with the LA traffic, oh hey Micah, to try and make it in the store and get in line for PTDs. Each person can buy 2 PTDs, but you cannot buy 2 of the same style. So if you want the full set of 3 that's being released, you gotta go with another person. Due to their edition size and kind of hype over getting them, PTDs typically are pretty expensive pins. The very popular characters can definitely go for upwards of $100, but there are some PTDs of characters that sat in the store for weeks without being sold out because nobody really wants them. So pretty much whatever character, whatever movie you collect, you should be able to find some characters in the form of PTDs. So I know my collection of PTDs is pretty small, but I still thought it'd be fun to share because I think these pins are really cute. They have super unique designs, and I definitely love to be able to collect more PTDs in the future. I do know of some people in the pin groups who are PTD completists, meaning they own every single PTD that has been released. And all I gotta say is that is a lot of ice cream. The first PTD that I have here is a nice classic Mickey Mouse. What I really love about this PTD is that the ice cream is kind of integrated as part of the character. So Mickey's a fun little ice cream scoop bender. He probably has a strawberry ice cream there. And so this is definitely my favorite style of PTD where the ice cream kind of feels organic with it. And I keep this pin in my sweets and snacks collection. The rest of my PTDs I keep with their respective movie collections. Like all pins from the studio store, they have the fun ice cream design on the back. And this Mickey here is an LE of 300. This one here is a Pacha from The Emperor's New Groove. And I'd say this is more of a standard design for a PTD where it's a character holding a type of an ice cream. This Pacha is definitely the smallest PTD that I have, but he does have a pretty tall ice cream tower. And it's a little small to see, but the sprinkles that are on the ice cream are actually teeny tiny Mickey heads. This Pacha is also an LE of 300. I have another Emperor's New Groove PTD, and this is one of my favorites because it is Yzma as a little kitty cat. Yzma is my absolute favorite Disney villain, and I absolutely love her in her kitty cat form. Yzma here has an absolutely delicious looking banana split, and what I love is that she's also holding her little llama potion. This pin is just so super cute. This Yzma and Pacha are my only 2 Emperor's New Groove PTDs, but I definitely would love to get one from each character in the movie. This Yzma is among the higher edition size PTDs and is an LE of 500. I love this next PTD so much because it features the Brave Little Toaster. I am a Brave Little Toaster completist, which means that I do have all 2 Brave Little Toaster Disney pins in existence. And this PTD is one of them. I think Brave Little Toaster is a movie you had to grow up watching to really enjoy and have a nostalgia for, because man, it is a pretty weird movie. But this is what I like about the PTDs, that typically they'll have even the most obscure Disney characters. Brave Little Toaster looks like he has a very delicious strawberry milkshake, and this one is a limited edition of 300. This next one I think is just such a pretty pin. This one has Lilo in her little hula costume, and she's holding what seems to be a big pineapple shake. The quality of this pin is just so nice and pretty. I love pins that have just Lilo on it, and I think it's perfect that she probably has something that's kind of like a Dole Whip. And Lilo is an Ellie of 400. These next PTDs that I'm showing are kind of special because they are all ones that come on the special Pin Trader Delight backer cards. All the previous pins that I showed, those would actually just come in little baggies, kind of direct from the factory. But starting very late last year, the PTDs were given out on these awesome Pin Trader Delight Sunday series backer cards. I noticed that at some point they went from where they have a little notch at top to no notch. They typically have that there so you can hang them up on racks, but these are not out on racks, so I guess this makes a little bit more sense. But I absolutely love all the new waves of PTDs that are coming out on these awesome backer cards. The designs of them are super cool, and they're also a really nice size. I have this super awesome Fred from Big Hero 6 PTD. I've shown this one in a spotlight on my channel before, and I've also talked about how this is the only Big Hero 6 pin I own. I do really like the movie, but there was just something about this pin which I just really loved. I think it's awesome to see him in his super suit, and I just loved the stack of colorful ice creams that he's holding. This in all, I think is just a really fun pin. This Fred is an Ellie of 400. We're closing out with my 3 Zootopia Pin Trader Delights. This one has Chief Bogo on it, and it looks like he's enjoying a very delicious root beer float. This pin was one where I was really pleased by the size of it. As you'll notice with this design and some of the others, some of these PTDs are not full body like this one, and others are full body characters. Bogo is an Ellie of 300. Next up we have our Mayor Lionheart. He as well is just another half-body character, and he also has a root beer float. So you can see that the pair of these two together actually look pretty cool with their matching floats. Lionheart is an Ellie of 400. And then finally we have my most recent PTD acquisition. This is Finnick as an elephant holding a jumbo pop. I think the design of this pin is so perfect. Again, like I said, I like PTDs where the ice cream is really integrated with the character, so they could not have chosen a more perfect ice cream or design for Finnick. So I'm very much a fan of this style of PTD. This Finnick is also an Ellie of 400. One day it is my goal to hopefully be complete in all the Zootopia PTDs. So this is just my cute little collection of PTDs. As you can see, there's so many different character designs that they do, different ice cream designs that they do, and you can probably see why these are such a popular type of pin to collect. Now, you don't have to purchase the sundae to get the pin. You can say you would just like the pin, which if I was ever at the studio store, that's what I'd have to do because I can't have dairy. But now at least there's tons of awesome dairy-free ice cream to enjoy, and I can aesthetically enjoy all the ice cream on my pins. Let me know if you like to collect PTDs or what PTDs you have in your collection, other PTDs you'd like to see one day. PTD that I think I would most like to see would be a Mr. or Mrs. Otterton PTD from Zootopia. I love otters, I love Zootopia. They're definitely much more on the obscure character side. I would go crazy for one of those. But thanks for watching!